special today after the show. We'd also like to thank our other fine sponsors in the program. Henry IV is directed by Glenn Dobbs.
Yay!
He's not that great. And produced by First Folio Productions.
I have to kiss myself.
Oh, hello. Hello. Hail! And greetings. You are here for the tale? Aye, it is a grand one. This story is the tale of one of the greatest kings in history. You've heard of it?
Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot. But he'll remember, with advantages, what feats he did that day. Then shall our names, familiar in his mouth as household words, Harry the King, Bedford, and Exeter, Warwick, and Talbot, Salisbury, and Gloucester be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. This story will the good man teach his son, and Crispin Crispian shall ne'er go by from this day to the ending of the world, but we in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers, for he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother.
Yeah, that's the man, the great king. But before he would become that legend, he started here with us. For 'tis true that every hero's story has a beginning. His journey to greatness began in this shabby pub. Here, he was not so noble. He laughed with us. He drank with us. Here, he was my friend. Later, he will order my death. But that is a story for another day, huh? On with the tale, yeah? Let's go.
Days, lad.
Thou art so fat-witted with drinking of old sack, and unbuttoning thee after supper, and sleeping upon benches afternoon, that thou hast forgotten to demand that truly which thou wouldst truly know. Oh. What the devil hast thou to do with the time of the day? Endless hours be cups of sack, and minutes capons, and clocks, the tongues of bards, and dials, the signs of leaping houses. I see no reason why thou should be so superfluous to demand the time of the day.
So shaken as we are, so wan with care, find we now a time for frightened peace to hand, and breathe short-witted accents into new broils to be commenced in strands far remote. No more shall the thirsty interests of this soil daub her lips with her own children's blood. The edge of war, like an ill-sheathed knife, no more shall cut her master. Therefore, friends, as we are to the sepulchre of Christ, whose soldier now on the blessed cross, we are impressed and engaged to fight, for with the power of the English shall we levy, whose arms were molded in their mother's wombs, to chase these pagans across those holy fields, under which those blessed feet 1400 years ago walked for our advantage and were nailed to the bitter cross.
My liege, the noble Mortimer, leading the men of Herefordshire to fight against the irregular and wild Glendower, was by the rude hands of that Welshman taken. 1,000 of his people butchered, upon whose dead corpse there was such misuse, such beastly, shameless transformation by those Welsh women done, as may not be without much shame retold or spoken of.
It seems that news of this royal doth break off our business of the Holy Land.
This, match with other does, my gracious lord. For more uneven and unwelcome news came from the north, and thus it did import. The gallant Hotspur there, young Harry Percy, and brave Douglas, that ever valiant and approved Scot. At home it had met, where they did spend a sad and bloody hour, as by discharge of their artillery. In shape of likelihood, the news was told. For he that brought them, in the very heat and pride of their contention, did take horse, uncertain of the issue anyway.
The true industrious friend Sir Walter Blunt has brought us good and welcome news. The Earl of Douglas hath been discomfited. 10,000 bold Scots, 22 knights did Sir Walter see, balked in their own blood. Our prisoners Hotspur took, Sir Mordred, the Earl of Fife, the Earls of Angus, Murray, Athol, and Minty. Is this not good news, cousin? Is this not the welcome spoil?
This is a conquest for a prince to boast of.
Yes, and there not speaketh me sad, and maketh me sin and envy, that my lord Northumberland should be blessed to be father to such a welcome father to such a son, and I, while weeping praise upon him, see riot and dishonor on the brow of my own Harry. Oh, that it could be proven that some night-tripping fairy in the night, in cradle clothing, 6 chains him while they lay, and were called mine Percy and his Plantagenet. Then I would have his son, and he would have mine. But, let him for my thoughts. This Percy's pride. The prisoners he keep, with instance words to us that we shall have none but Mordred, the Earl of Fife.
This is Worcester. This is his auntie's teaching. Malevolent to you in all aspects, which makes her bristle up, crest of youth against your dignity.
But I have sent for him to answer this, and for a while now, our cause for Jerusalem we must now delay. Cousin, on Wednesday, next to Lord's meet at Windsor, send for them. But bring yourself at once, and come quickly to us. For there's more to be said and done than can be uttered in words alone.
I will, my liege.
We will send for him.
How now, lad, where thou be gallows standing in England when thou art king? Do not, when thou art king, thou hang a thief.
No, thou shalt.
Oh my? judge.
Thou judgest false already. I mean, thou shalt have the hanging of thieves, and so become a rare hangman.
Oh. I pretty trouble me no more with vanity. I would knew where a good list of names were to be bought, I can assure you. You know, an old lord of the council the other day rated me on the street about you, sir, but I marked him not, and yet he talked wisely, very wisely, but I rated him not. And yet he talked wisely and in the street, too.
Thou didst well. For wisdom cries out in the street, and no man regards it.
Thou hast done much harm upon me, Harry. God forgive thee for it. Before I knew ye, Harry, I knew nothing, and now am I, and one to speak so honestly, no better than one of the wicked. I must give up this life, and I will do so, and if I do not, call me a villain.
Where shall we take a purse tomorrow, Jack?
Soon's we're at that one, lad. I'll make sure of it, and if I do not, call me villain and baffle me.
I see a good amendment of life in thee. From praying to purse-taking.
Well, Hal, 'tis my vocation. Hal, 'tis no sin for a man to labor onto his vocation.
Oh, what's this old sack and sugar? Now, tomorrow morning, by 4 o'clock, there are pilgrims riding to Canterbury with rich offerings, and traders riding to London. If you'll go, I will stuff your purses full of crowns. If you'll not, tarry home and be hanged.
Hear ye, Edward, if I tarry and not go home, I'll hang you for going.
You will, Chops?
How wilt thou make one?
Who? I rob? I a thief? Not I, by my faith.
Oh, 'tis neither fellowship nor good nor vanity, and not have laid up on the royal blood throne, if not thou stand for 10 shillings.
Well then, once in my days, I'll be a madcap.
Why, that's well said.
Well, come what will, I'll tarry at home.
Nay, I'll be a traitor when thou art king.
I care not.
I will lay him down some reasons for this adventure that he shall go.
Oh, well, God blessed him that gives the ears for profiting, and the gifts of persuasion.
Farewell, thou latter spring.
Now, my good sweet honey lord, ride with us tomorrow. I have a jest to execute that which I cannot manage alone. Falstaff, Bardolph, Pato. So rob those men that we have already waylaid. Yourself and I will not be there. And when they have the booty, if you and I will not rob them, cut this head off from my shoulders.
Yeah, but 'tis like that they will know us by our horses, by our habits, and by every other appointment to be ourselves.
Well, I have cases of buckram for the nonce to mask our noted outward garments.
Yeah, but I doubt they will be too hard for us.
Well, for 2 of them, I know them to be true-bred cowards as ever fell back. And for the 3rd, if ever he fight longer, then he sees reason, I'll forswear arms. The virtue of this jest will be the incomprehensible lies that the same fat rogue will tell us when we meet at supper.
Provide us all things necessary and meet me tomorrow. Good morrow, then.
Farewell, my lord.
I know you all, and will a while uphold the unyoked humor of your idleness. Yet, herein will I imitate the sun, who doth permit the base contagious cloud to smother up his beauty from the world, that when he please again to be himself, being wanted, he may be more wondered at by breaking through the foul and ugly mists of vapors that did seem to strangle him. If all the year were playing holiday, to sport would be as tedious as to work, but when they seldom come, they wished for come, and nothing pleaseth but rare accidents. So when this loose behavior I throw off, and pay the debt I never promised it by how much better than my word I am. By so much shall I falsify men's hopes. And like bright metal on a sullen ground, my reformation, glittering o'er my fault, shall show more goodly, and attract more eyes than that which hath no foil to set it off. I'll so offend to make offense a skill, redeeming time when men think least I will.
Our blood hath been too cold and temperate, unapt to stir at these indignities, so which you have found us, and therefore thus doth tread upon our patience. But henceforth I shall be myself, mighty, and to be feared. And as you have found me, for the proud never pay only to the proud.
Our house, my sovereign liege, our house little deserves the scourge of greatness to be used on it, and that same greatness too, which our own hands have hoped to make so portly.
Officer, get thee gone, for I not see danger and disobedience in thine eye.
My lord,
Sir! Thou art too bold and peremptory, that majesty might never endure the moody frontier of a servant brow. Henceforth, you may leave us, and when we need you and your counsel, we shall send for you. You were about to speak.
Yea, my good lord. Those prisoners in your highness' name demanded, which Harry Percy here at Holmdon took, were, as he says, not with such strength denied as is delivered to your majesty. Either envy, therefore, or Miss Prison is guilty of this fault, and not my son.
My liege, I did deny no prisoners, but I remember when the fight was done, when I was dry with rage and extreme toil, breathless and faint, leaning upon my sword, came there a certain lord, neat and trimly dressed, fresh as a bridegroom, and his chin new reaped showed like a stubble land at harvest home. With many holiday and lady terms, he questioned me, amongst the rest, demanded my prisoners in your majesty's behalf. I then, all smarting with my wounds being cold, to be so pestered with a popinjay, out of my grief and my impatience answered, neglecting me, I know not what. He should, or he should not. For he made me mad to see him shine so brisk, and smell so sweet, and talk so like a waiting gentlewoman of guns, and drums, and wounds. God save the mark, and telling me the sovereign's thing on earth was Parma City for an inward bruise, but for these vile guns he would himself have been a soldier. This bald, unjointed chat of his, my lord, I answered indirectly, as I said, and I beseech you, let not his report come current for an accusation betwixt my love and your high majesty.
Circumstance considered, good my lord. Whate'er Lord Harry Percy then had said to such a person and in such a place at such a time, with all the rest to be told, may reasonably die and never rise to do him wrong, nor in any way impeach what then he said, for he unsaved now.
But then why doth he keep his prisoners, but with provision exception, and sends us word that we shall ransom at our own cost his foolish brother-in-law, the rancid Mortimer?
Rancid Mortimer?
But on barren mountains, let him starve. For I shall call no man my friend, whose tongue shall ask for 1 penny to ransom home the revolted Mortimer.
Revolted Mortimer?
Sir!
He never did fall off, my sovereign liege, but by the chance of war to prove that true.
Speak no more to me of Mortimer. Bring us your prisoners at once, or you shall hear from me in a manner that will displease you. My lord Northumberland, you have a license to departure with your son. Bring us your prisoners, or you too shall hear of it.
And if the devil come and roar for them, I will not send no. I will after straight and tell him so, for I will ease my heart, albeit I make a hazard of my head.
What are you, drunk with choler? Stay, and pause a while. Here comes your ass.
Speak of Mortimer Zoons. I will speak of him, and let my soul want mercy if I do not join with him.
Sister, the king has driven your nephew mad.
Who struck this heat up after I was gone?
He will, forsooth, have all my prisoners. And when I urged the ransom once again of my wife's brother, then his cheek looked pale, and on my face he turned an eye of death, trembling even at the name of Mortimer.
I cannot blame him. Was not he proclaimed by Richard that died the next of blood?
He was. I heard the proclamation.
Nay, then I cannot blame his cousin king that wished him on the barren mountain starved. But shall it be that you, that set the crown upon the head of this forgetful man, shall be fooled, discarded, and shook off?
Peace, cousin, say no more. And now I will unclasp a secret book, and to your quick conceiving discontents, I'll read you matter deep and dangerous.
Send danger from the east unto the west, so honor cross it from the north to south, and let them grapple.
Imagination of some great exploit has driven him beyond the bounds of patience.
By heaven, methinks it were an easy leap to pluck bright honor from the pale-faced moon.
He apprehends a world of figures here, but not the form of what he should attend. Good cousin, give me audience for a while.
I cry you mercy.
Those same noble Scots that are your prisoners.
I will keep them all. By God, he shall not have a Scot of them.
You start away and lend no ear unto my purposes! Those prisoners you shall keep.
Nay, I will. That's flat. All studies here I solemnly defy, save how to
Hear
go
you, cousin,
and
a
pinch
word!
this thankless king, and that's in sword and buckler, Prince of Wales.
Farewell, kinsman. I'll talk to you when you're better tempered to attend.
Was-stung and impatient fool art thou to break into this woman's mood. Tie thine own ear to no tongue but thine own.
I have done, in faith.
Then once more to your Scottish prisoners. Deliver them up without their ransom straight, and make the Douglas son your only need for powers in Scotland. Eh? You, my lord, your son in Scotland being thus employed, shall secretly into the bosom creep of that same noble prelate, well-beloved Archbishop of York. I speak not this in estimation as what I think might be, but what I know is ruminated, plotted, and set down.
I smell it. Upon my life, it will do well.
Before the game is afoot, thou still dost slip.
Why cannot choose but be a noble plot? And then the power of Scotland and of York to join with Mortimer, huh?
And so they shall.
Shelter! Shelter! I have removed Falstaff from his horse, and he frets like a gummed velvet.
Points! Points! I want to be hanged, points!
Teach your fat kidney rascal.
Points!
On with your visits.
What?
There's money of the king's coming down the hill. 'Tis going to the king's exchequer.
Oh, you lie, you rogue. She's going to the king's tavern. There is enough for all of us to be hanged. Come, my masters, every man to his labor.
Come, neighbor. The boy will take her
Stand!
Jesus bless us!
Come, my masters, let us share and then we will horse in morning. The prince and points be errant cowards, there be no equity stirring. There's no more valor in that poins than in a wild duck.
Oh, God, with much ease, were it not for laughing, I should pity them.
I could be well contented to be there, in respect of the love I bear your house. He could be contented? Why is he not, then, in respect of the love he bears our house? He shows in this he loves his own barn better than he loves our house. The purpose you undertake is dangerous. Why, that's certain. 'Tis dangerous to take a cold, to sleep, to drink. But I tell you, my lord fool, out of this nettle, danger, we pluck this flower, safety. The purpose you undertake is dangerous. The friends you have named uncertain. The time itself unsorted. And your whole plot too light to compete with so great an opposition? You are a shallow, cowardly hind, and you lie. What a lack-brain is this? By the Lord, our plot is a good plot, as ever was laid. Our friends, true and constant. A good plot. Very good friends. An excellent plot. Good friends and full of expectation. What a frosty-spirited rogue is this. If I were now by this rascal, I could brain him with his lady's fan. What a pagan rascal is this. Hang him. Let him tell the king. We are prepared. I will set forward tonight. How now, Kate? I must leave you within these 2 hours.
So for what offense have I this fortnight been a banished woman from my Henry's bed? Well, tell me, sweet Lord, what is it that takes from thee thy stomach and thy pleasure and thy golden sleep? Why dost thou bend thine eyes upon the earth and start so often when thou sittest alone? In thy faint slumbers I by thee have watched. I heard thee murmur tales of iron wars. Speak terms of manage to thy bounding steed. Cry courage to the field. Thou hast talked of sallies and retires trenches, of chins, of palacidos, of frontiers, of parapets, of basilisks, of cannon and culverin, loves me not.
What ho? Is Gilliams with the packet gone?
He is, my lord, an hour ago.
That butler brought those horses from the sheriff.
One horse, my lord, he brought even now.
But what horse? A roan, a crop ear, is it not?
It is, my lord.
That roan shall buy my throne. Bid butler, lead him forth into the park.
But hear you, my lord.
What sayest thou, my lady?
Well, what is it that carries you away?
Why, my horse, my love, my horse.
Out! You mad-headed ape! You know, a weasel hath not such a deal of spleen as you are tossed with. In faith, I will know your business, Harry, that I will. I doth fear that my brother Mortimer has sent for you to line his enterprise. If you go...
So far afoot, I shall be really...
Come, Harry, you answer me directly unto this question that I ask. Oh, in faith, I will break thy little finger, Harry, if that will not tell me all things true.
Away! Away, you trifler! Love, I love thee not. I care not for thee cake. This is no world to play with mammoths and to tilt with lips. We must have bloody noses and cracked crowns and pass them current to gods. Me, my horse. What sayest thou, Kate? What wouldst thou have with me?
Do you not love me? Do you not love me indeed? Well, do not then. For since you love me not, I will not love myself. Do you not love me? Nay, tell me if you speak in jest, oh no!
Come. Come. Wilt thou see me ride? And when I am on horseback, I will swear I love thee infinitely. But hark you, Kate, I must not have you henceforth question me whither I go, nor reason whereabout. Whither I must, and to conclude, this evening must I leave you, gentle Kate. I know you wise, but yet no farther wise than Harry Percy's wife. Constant you are, but yet a woman. And for secrecy, no lady closer. For I well believe thou wilt not utter what thou dost not know, and so far will I trust thee, gentle Kate.
How? So far
Not an inch further. Hark you, Kate. Whither I go, thither shall you go too. Today will I set forth, tomorrow you. Will this content you, Kate?
it must. Of force. What? Stand thou still and hear such a calling? Look to the guests within. My lord, oh Sir John, and half a dozen more are at doors. So we listen in.
Open the door. Percy's mind, this Hotspur of the North. He that kills me some 6 or 7 dozen of Scots at a breakfast, washes his hands and says to his wife, "Far upon this quiet life I want work." "Oh, my sweet Harry," says she, "how many hast thou killed today?" "Some 14, he answers.
Bring us in the bacon, for that is passing fast. Bring us in the ale, and bring us enough of that. Bring us in the ale, bring us in the ale. Fire! Bring us in the
Welcome, Jack. Where hast thou been?
Plague of all cowards, I say, and a vengeance too. Marry and amen. Give me a cup of sack, boy. A plague of all cowards. Give me a cup of sack, rogue. Is there no virtue extent? Go thy ways, old Jack. Die when thou wilt. If manhood, good manhood, be not upon the face of the earth, then I am a shot and herring. There to live not but 3 good men unhanged in England, and one of them is fat and grows old.
How now,
A
Wolf?
plague of all cowards, I say still.
What mutter you?
Oh, the king's son, you Prince of Wales.
Why, you horse and round man! What's the matter?
Are you not a coward? Answer me that, and point there. I call thee coward. Here I be damned if I call thee coward, but I would give £1,000 if I could run as fast as thou canst.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? 3 of us been taking £1,000 this day morning.
Where is it, Jack? Where is it?
Where is it? Taken from us. 100 upon poor 3 of us.
What? 100, man?
I escaped by a miracle. I ran 8 through the doublet, 4 through the hose, my buckler cut through and through, my sword hacked like a handsaw. Ecce signum. Plague of all cowards.
Speak! Sirs, how was it?
Well, we 3 set upon some dozen.
16 at least, my lord.
Oh, and bound them.
No, they were not bound. Yes, they were, you rogue, every one of them.
As we were sharing, some 6 or 7, fresh men set upon us, and
then bound the others, and then came in the rest.
What, fought you with them all?
All. I know not what you call all, but if I not fought with 50 of them, then I'm a bunch of brats.
Well, pray God you have not murdered some of them.
No, nay, that's past praying for. 2 I'm sure I did. 2 at least I paid. 2 rogues in buckram suits. If I tell thee a lie, Hal, spit in my face. Call me horse. These 4 rogues in buckram that I tell
What,
thee
4? Thou saidst but 2 even now.
Hal, I told you.
He said 4.
These 4 came all up front and targeted me, but I took no more ado but took all of the 7 points in my thus.
7? Why, there were but 4 even now.
Buckram.
Aye, 4 in Buckram.
7 or I'm a villain else.
Well, prithee, let him alone. We shall have more anon.
But let's not hear me, Hal.
Aye, and mark thee too, Jack.
Do so, for it's worth listening to. These 9 in buckram that I told you. All their points being broken.
Down tell the horse.
But as they were chasing about, I was following behind. I was hand over foot. And with the 7 points of the 11 that I took.
Oh, monstrous! 11 buckram men grown out of 2.
But, as the devil would have it, 3 misbegotten knaves in Kendall Green came at a back at me. For it was so dark, Hal, that thou could not see thy hand.
These lies are like their father that begets them. Gross as a mountain! I now play
truth, the truth.
Why, how couldst thou know these men in kindled green when it was so dark thou couldst not see thy hand?
That's right.
Tell us your reason. What sayest thou to this?
Come, your reason, Jack, your reason.
What, upon compulsion?
Oh.
Zoons, if I were on the strapping of all the highest racks in the world, I would not tell you on compulsion.
I'll be no longer guilty of this sin. This sanguine coward. This bed presser. This horseback breaker. This huge
What, you starve, you die neat's time, you bull's pizzle, you stockfish. Oh, what breath, other one is thee. You kick ashore, you sheep, you bow-tailed, you vile tuck.
Breathe a while and do it again. And hear me speak but this.
No, Jack.
What?
We too saw you three set on two. Mark now how a plain tale shall put you down. Then did we two set on you three, and Falstaff, you carried your guts away as nimbly, and with as quick dexterity, and roared for mercy, and still your boat. Slay wert thou the heck thy sword as thou hast done, and say it was in fight. What trick canst thou now find to hide thee from this open and apparent shame?
Come, Jack, tell us. Oh, what trick hast thou now?
Lord, I knew ye as well as he that made you.
Was it for me to kill the heir apparent? Would I turn upon the true prince? While thou knowest I'm as valiant as Hercules, instinct will matter, the lion will not attack the true prince. I was a coward on instinct. Instinct is a great matter. And I will think of thee and me for the rest of my life. I for a valiant lion, and thou for a true prince. But, by the Lord, lads, I am glad you have the money.
Oh, yes, no, my lord, that prince!
Oh, my.
Marry, my lord, there is a nobleman of court at door would speak with you. He says he comes from your father.
Well, give him as much, we'll make him a royal man and send him back again to my mother!
What kind of man is he?
An old maid.
Is that a bed at midnight? Shall I give him his answer?
Prithee do, Jack.
Faith, and I'll send him packing.
Now, sirs, by Our Lady, you fought fair. You are lions too! You ran away upon instinct. You would not touch the true prince. No,
Faith, my lord, I ran when I saw others run.
How came Falstaff's sword so hacked?
Well, she would...
He hacked it with this dagger, and then said he would swear truth out of England. But he would make you believe it was done in a fight, and persuaded us to do the like.
Yes! And then he said to tickle our noses with spear grass, to make them bleed. And then to slubber our garments with them. I just blush to hear his monstrous device.
Villain! Thou stolest a cup of sack 18 years ago, and ever since thou hast washed extemporary!
There is villainous news abroad.
Oh!
Sir John breaks news your father. Lady Worcester has stolen away the night. My father's beard grows white with the news. Gallants, lads, boys, hearts of gold, shall we be merry? Shall we have an exemplary play, huh?
thou wilt be horribly chid when thou seest thy father. If thou love me, practice an answer.
Do thou stand for my father and examine me upon the particulars of my life.
Shall I? Content! This table shall be my estate, this dagger my scepter, and this cushion my crown. Now get me a cup of sack, so my eyes look red as though I have wept. For I must speak with passion. Stand aside, nobility!
Oh, yes, this is excellent sportive faith!
Yes, weep not, sweet queen, for trickling tears are vain. Yes, Harry, I am not only impressed with thou art traveled, but also who thou art accompanied.
Oh, the father, how he holds his countenance!
Oh, my dear lords, yes, convey this truthful queen, for, yes, mere tears do not stop her eyes. Peace. Yes, peace, good pin pot, peace, good tickle brain. Harry, that thou art my son, I have partly thy mother's word. Partly my own opinion, but chiefly a villainous eye and a foolish hanging of thy nether lip that thus. Thou art my son, answer me this. Why, thou art my son, are so appointed as? There is a thing that is known to many in our land by the name of pitch. This pitch, as ancient writers do report, doth defile. So does the company that thou keepest. And yet there is one virtuous man I notice in thy company, but I know not his name.
What manner of man in it, like your majesty?
A good portly man, of weight and a corpulent, of a noble eye, a pleasing smile, and a most noble carriage. I would his age some 50.
No.
My lady said for 60. And now I remember me. His name is Falstaff. I see great virtue in this man. Him keep, the rest banish.
Dost thou speak like a king? Do thou stand for me, and I'll play my father!
Deposed me?
Well, here am I sat.
And here I stand. Come, my masters.
Now, Harry, whence come you?
My lord priest. My lord priest chief.
The complaints I hear of thee are grievous.
Oh, sweet lord, my lord, they are false.
There's a devil haunts thee in the likeness of an old fat man. A ton of man is thy companion. Why dost thou converse with that trunk of humors, that bolting hutch of beastliness, that swollen parcel of dropsy, that huge bombard of sack, that stuffed cloak bag of guts, that rusty management, that gray iniquity, that father ruffian, that vanity in years, wherein is he good but to taste of sack and drink it? Wherein neat and cleanly but to carve a capon and eat it? Wherein cunning but in craft? Wherein crafty but in villainy? Wherein villainous but in all things? Wherein worthy but in nothing?
Who by means this, your grace?
That villainous, abominable misleader of youth!
Falstaff! I'm more the man I know.
I know thou dost.
But to say I know more in him than in myself, or to say more that I know. That he is old, true, his white hairs do prove it. Now, coming to your purchase, the rumors that he is a whoremaster, that I can utterly deny. If sack and sugar be a fault, then God help the wicked.
Amen.
If to be old and gray and merry is a crime, then many an old host I know is damned. If to be fat is to be hated, then Pharaoh's lean kine is to be loved. No, my good lord. Banish Barda. Banish Pedo. Banish points.
No.
But for sweet Jack Falstaff. Kind Jack Falstaff. True Jack Falstaff. Valiant Jack Falstaff. And being as valiant as he is, old Jack Falstaff. Do not deny him thy Harry's company. Do not deny him thy Harry's company. Deny Plump Jack and deny all the world.
I do. I will.
Hey.
Oh, my lord! My lord! The sheriff with the most monstrous watch is at the door!
Hey! I have much more to say about this Falstaff!
I think. Now for a true face and a good conscience.
I have both of those jobs and I have lost them. Now I'll hide thee.
Calling the sheriff. Now, Master Sheriff, what is your will with me?
First, pardon me, my lord. Hue and cry hath followed certain men into this house.
What man?
One of them is well known, my gracious lord, a gross, fat man. Fat as butter.
Well, the man I do assure thee is not here, for I myself at this time have employed him. And Master Sheriff, I will engage my word to thee that I will by this time tomorrow send him to answer thee or any man for anything he may be charged withal. And so may I entreat you to leave this house?
I will. There are two men have in this robbery lost 300 marks.
It may be so. If he hath robbed these men, he shall be answerable, and so farewell.
Good night, my lord.
I believe it is good morrow, is it not?
Indeed, my lord. I think it be 2 o'clock.
Go find Jack.
He sleeps. My lord.
Mark how hard he fetches breath. Search his pockets. Search his pockets.
Oh God! Oh God! Nothing but papers, my lord.
Let's see what they be. Read them.
pence. Item sauce, 4 pence. Item sack, 2 gallons, 5 shillings, 8 pence. Item anchovies and sack after supper, 2 shillings, 8 pence. Item bread, a penny.
Oh, monstrous, for 1/2 penny's worth of bread to this intolerable deal of sack. What there is else, keep close. We'll read it at more advantage. There, let him sleep till day. I'll to court in the morning. We must all to the wars, and so farewell, Ned.
Farewell, good my lord.
I know not whether God would have it so, for some displeasing service I have done, that in his secret doom, and out of my blood, he doth plead a revengement and a scourge for me, to punish me for my misgivings. So tell me, how does such low, such inordinate and low desires, such poor, such bare, such lewd, such mean attempts, such brazen society, as thou art find thyself grafted to, accompany the greatness of thy princely blood, and hold themselves in thy level with thy princely heart.
So please your majesty.
Thy place in council thou hast truly lost, which now thy younger brother doth stand supplied. The hope and aspiration of thy time is ruined, and thou art an alien to the councils and princes of my blood. The men doth prophetically think thy fall. Had I so lavish a presence been, opinion that did help me to the crown, had left me in repulse and abandonment, leaving of no mark of any kind. Harry, the hope and expectation, as I have mentioned, of thy time has been ruined. That when I could not be seen, though until I did stir, and like a comet, I was wondered at, that men would say, this is he. And then I stole all courtesy from heaven, draped myself in such humility, that I not only did I pluck allegiance from men's hearts, but shout shouts and salutations from their mouths. The skipping king, he did amber up and down, with shallow gesture and barren wit, and he was seen, and fight himself to popularity. But as the cuckoo was in June, he was heard, but not regarded. And there, and that very line standest thou, for thou hast lost thy princely privilege with such vile participation, that nary I wish to see thee in common sight, save mine, would hope to see thee do more, but instead, wish it were not so, that I may blind myself with foolish tenderness.
I shall hereafter, my thrice gracious lord, be more myself.
As thou art in the world, Harry, as was Richard then, when I from France, from Ravenport, was as Percy, and he who has no interest in the throne is more worthy than thou who stands in the line in the shadow of succession. For no right, nor color right, he doth fill the fields and the harness of the realm, and being of no more in debt to years than you, he doth lead the barren fields with ancient lords and noble bishops into bruising battles and bloody arms. Thrice this hosper, this Mars in swath clothing, this infant warrior, 3 times he has discomfited the great Douglas, taken him, befriended him, and now they doth fill a very mouth that threaten the bare safe and security of our throne. But why? Why do I tell thee this? Who art my greatest enemy? As thou art, enough, a vassal, a base spleen, to fight against me for Percy's own pay.
Do not think so! You shall not find it so. And God forgive them that so much have swayed your majesty's good thoughts away from me. I will redeem all this on Percy's head, and in the closing of some glorious day be bold to tell you that I am your son, when I will wear a garment all of blood and stain my my favors, and a bloody mask which washed away shall scour my shame with it. And that shall be the day when ere lights at this same child of honor and renown, this gallant Hotspur, this all-praised knight, and your unthought of Harry chance to meet. For every honor sitting on his helm would they were multitudes, and on my head my shames redoubled. For the time will come that I will make this northern youth exchange his glorious deeds for my indignities. Percy is but my factor, good my lord, to engross of glorious deeds on my behalf, and I will call him to so strict account that he shall render every glory up, yea, even the slightest worship of his time, or I will tear this reckoning from his heart. This in the name of God I promise here, the which if he be pleased I shall perform. I do beseech your majesty may salve the long-grown wounds of my intemperance. If not, the end of life cancels all bans, and I will die 100,000 deaths ere break the smallest parcel of this vow.
No. 100,000 rebels shall die in this. Thou shalt have charge and sovereign trust herein.
Lord Mortimer, cousin Glendower, will you sit down? And Aunt Worcester. Lag upon it, I forgot the map.
No, here it is. Set, cousin Percy. Set, good cousin Hotspur. For by that name, as oft as King Henry does speak of you, his cheek looks pale, and with a rising sigh he wisheth you in heaven.
You in hell, as oft as he hears Owen Glendower spoke of.
I cannot blame him. At my nativity, the frame and huge foundation of the earth shakes like a coward.
Why, so it would have done at the same season if your mother's cat had been kittened, though yourself had never been born.
I say the earth did shake when I was born.
And I say, the earth was not of my mind, if you suppose as fearing you it shook.
The heavens were all on fire, the earth did tremble.
Oh, then the earth shook to see the heavens on fire, not in fear of your nativity.
Cousin, of many men I do not bear these crossings. Oh. Give me leave to tell you once again that at my birth the front of heaven was full of fiery shapes. The goats ran from the mountains, and the herds were strangely clamorous to the freighted fields. These signs have marked me extraordinary, and all the courses of my life do show I am not in the role of common men.
I think there's no man speaks better Welsh. I'll to dinner.
Peace, cousin Percy, you will make him mad. I can call spirits from the vasty deep.
Why, so can I, or so can any man. But will they come when you do call for them?
I can teach you, cousin, to dance with the devil.
And I can teach thee, cuz, to shame the devil by telling truth. Tell truth and shame the devil.
Come, no more of this unprofitable chat.
3 times hath Henry Bolingbroke made head against my power. Thrice I sent him bootless home and weather-beaten back.
Home without boots, and in foul weather too? Well, how scapes he accuse in the devil's name?
Come. Here's the map. Shall we divide our right according to our threefold order, Tane?
The Archdeacon hath divided it into 3 limits, very equally.
No, methinks my moiety, north from Burton here, in quantity equals not one of yours. Well, see how this river comes me cranking in, and cuts me from the best of all my land. It shall not wind with such a deep indent to rob me of so rich a bottom here.
Not wind? It shall. It must. You see it does. I'll not have it altered.
Will not you?
No, nor you shall not.
Who shall say me nay?
Why, that will I.
Let me not understand you then. Speak it in Welsh.
Ah! I can speak English, Lord, as well as you. For I was trained up in the English court, where, being but young, I frame it to the harp many an English ditty lovely well, and gave the tongue a helpful ornament, a virtue that was never seen in you.
Marry, and I am glad of it with all my heart. I'd rather be a kitten and cry mew than one of these same meter ballad mongers.
Come, you shall have Trent turned.
I do not care. Shall we be gone?
Oh, the moon shines fair. You may away by night. I'll haste the writer, and withal, I'll tell your wives of your departure hence. I am afraid my daughter will run mad, so much she doteth on her Mortimer.
Fie, Cousin Percy, how you cross my father.
I cannot choose. Sometimes he angers me by telling me of the moldwarp and the ant, of the dreamer Merlin and his prophecies, and of a dragon and a finless fish.
In faith, he is a worthy gentleman. I warrant you that man is not alive might so have tempted him as you have done, without the taste of danger and reproof. But do not use it oft, let me entreat you.
In faith, my lord, you are too willful blame, and since your coming hither have done enough to put him quite beside his patience. You must needs learn more to amend this fault.
Well, I am schooled. Good manners be your speed.
I do come in. Do you be Kariel of the
Paiduka Mind. Paiduka. This is the deadly spite that angers me. My wife can speak no English. I know Welsh.
Me love you, Himmelkey.
My daughter weeps. She will not part with you. She'll be a soldier too. She'll to the wars.
Good father, tell her that she and my Lady Percy shall follow in your conduct speedily.
Come here, Ufgazir, and we hide the shield for den gruff.
Elryu, me love. And where then Erbin Arbach been?
She is desperate here. A peevish, self-willed harlotry, one that no persuasion can do good upon.
Vita var ospi thugarel. Euchamikirahi.
I understand thy looks. That pretty Welsh which thou pourest down from these swelling heavens, I am too perfect in. And but for shame in such a parley should I answer thee.
Lechvin Kariel. Gorwetu kabitha vicano and bear.
She bids you on the wanton rushes lay you down, and rest your gentle head upon her lap, and she will sing the song that pleaseth you, and on your eyelids crown the god of sleep.
With all my heart, I'll sit and hear her sing. By that time will our book, I think, be drawn.
Do so. And those musicians that shall play to you hang in the air 1,000 leagues from hence, and straight they will be here. Set and attend.
Come, Kate. Thou art perfect in lying down. Come, quick, quick, that I may lay my head in thy lap.
Come, you giddy goose. Come on.
Now I perceive the devil understands Welsh. Well, it is no marvel he is so humorous. By your lady, she is a good musician.
Lie still, ye thief. Hear the lady sing in Welsh.
I'd rather hear Lady my hound howl in Irish.
Wouldst thou have thy head broken?
No,
Then be still.
neither. 'Tis a woman
God, now God help thee.
To the Welsh lady's bed.
What's that?
Peace. She sings. Come, Kate, come. Sing.
I will not sing.
I will away within these 2 hours, so come in.
Bardolph, have I not fallen away violence in this last action? Do I not dwindle? My skin hangs about me like an old lady's loose gown. But I'll repent. Soon I shall be out of heart and have no more strength to repent. But I have not forgotten what the inside of a church looks like. I am a peppercorn. The inside of a church. Company, villainous company, have been the spoil of me.
Sir John, you are so fretful. You cannot possibly live long.
Well, there is it. Come, sing me a bawdy song, make me merry, huh? I was as virtuous as a gentleman need be. Virtuous enough, swore a little, dice not above 7 times a week, visited a bawdy house once in a quarter of an hour, paid back money I had paid 3 or 4 times, lived in good compass and good order, and now I live out of no order, out of no compass.
Why, Sir John, you are so fat. You must needs be out of all compass. Out of all reasonable compass, Sir John.
Deny thy face, and I'll deny my life. With our nose, thou art the knight of the burning lamp.
Sir John, my face does you no harm.
Not your face, but I do recognize hellfire. Yeah, a good sherry sack hath 2-fold operation in it. It ascends into my brain, lays me there. All the foolish, dull, and curdy vapors which environ it make it nimble and apprehensive, full of fiery and delectable shapes, which, washed over to the voice, tongue becomes most excellent wit. The second of your most excellent sherry is the warming of the blood, which, cold and pale, left the liver white and settled, and is the badge of pussy.
Pusillanimity.
Shut up! And cowardice. But sherry warms it and makes it coarse, from the virtue to the parts extreme. Illuminate the face, which as a beacon gives warning to all the rest of the little kingdoms, man, to honor the vital commoners and petty spirits, muster to their captain, who great and puffed up with this retinue doth any deed of courage. And this valor comes of sherry. They say that Prince Hal is valiant, thus of the cold blood he did naturally inherit of his father. He had with lean, sterile, and bare land, manured, husbanded, and tilled with good thought and good portion of drink of fertile sherry, that he has become very hot and valiant. If I had 1,000 sons, the first first humane principle I would teach them would be to forswear invitations and addict themselves to sack. How now, kind lady? Have you found who picked my pockets?
Why, Sir John, what do you think, Sir John? Do you think I keep thieves in my house? I have searched, I have inquired, so has my husband, man by man, boy by boy, servant by servant. The tithe of a hair was never lost in my house before.
I swore that my pocket has been picked. Go to, you are a woman, go.
Who, I? No, I defy thee. God's light, I was never caught so in mine own house before.
Go to, I know you well enough.
No, Sir John.
Oh.
You do not know me, Sir John.
No.
I know you, Sir John. You owe me money, Sir John. But now you pick a quarrel to beguile me of it. You owe money here besides, Sir John, for your diet and buy drinkings, and money left you 4 pounds.
He had his part in it, let him pay.
Who, he? Alas, he is poor, he hath nothing.
How? Him poor? Look at his face, we'll call you rich. Let him coin his nose, let him coin his cheeks, huh? I'll not pay a penny. I will not be made a yonker. I come into thine inn and have my pocket picked. I have lost a seal ring that belonged to my grandfather that cost 40 mark.
Oh, Jesu, I have heard the prince tell him, I know not how long, that ring was copper.
Oh, the prince is a cudgel, a sublude, and if you were here, I would cut you like a dog. And say, now, lad, it's very, must we all march?
My lord, the prince shall hear me.
What sayest thou, mistress, quickly?
Good my lord, hear me.
Oh, good, my lord, listen to me.
What sayest thou, Jack?
The other night I fell asleep here and had my pocket picked.
What didst thou lose?
I lost, believe me, how 3 or 4 bounds of 40 pound apiece and a seal ring of my grandfather.
A trifle, some 8-penny matter.
So I told him, my lord, and I said I heard your grace say so. And, my lord, he speaks most vilely of you, like a barrel-mouthed man as he is, and said he would cudgel you.
What? He did not.
There's neither faith, truth, nor womanhood in me else.
Oh, there's no more faith indeed in a stewed prune. Go to, you thing. Go.
Say, what thing? What thing?
What thing? Why, a thing to thank God on.
I know thing to thank God on, I would thou shouldst know it. I'm an honest man's wife, and setting thy knighthood aside, thou art a knave to call me so.
Setting thy womanhood aside, thou art a beast to say otherwise.
Say what beast thou knave thou!
What be it? Why an otter?
An otter, Sir John. Why an otter?
Oh, she's neither fish nor flesh, so a man know not where to have her.
Thou art an unjust man in saying so. Thou or any other man knows where to have me, thou knave thou!
Thou speakest true, hostess, and he slanders thee most grossly.
So he doth you, my lord, and said this other day you ought him 1,000 pounds.
Sirrah, do I owe you 1,000 pounds?
1,000? Ha! 1,000,000! He owes me 1,000,000, thou owes me my love.
Nay, my lord, he called you Jack and said he would cudgel you.
Did I, Bardolph?
Well, indeed, Sir John, you said it so.
Yea, if he said my ring were copper.
I say, 'tis copper. Darest thou be as good as thy word now?
That I fear thee as a man, though. But as I fear thee as a prince, I fear thee as I fear the roaring of a lion's whelp.
And why not as a lion?
Lion. The king is the lion. Dost thou think I fear thee as I fear thy father?
Sirrah, There's no room for faith, truth, nor honesty in this bosom of thine. It is all filled up with midriff and guts. Charge an honest woman with picking thy pocket. Why, thou whoreson, impudent and boss rascal, if there were anything in thy pocket but tavern reckonings, memorandums of body houses, and but one poor penny's worth of sugar candy to make thee long-winded, then I am a villain. Art thou not ashamed?
Well, let's see if Adam fell, and what should poor Jack Falstaff do in the days of such villainy? I have more flesh than another man, and therefore more frailty.
It appears so by the story.
Oh, come on. Really? Hostess? Huh? I forgive thee. Go, prepare thy supper, love thy husband. Ah, yes, overlook thy servants, cherish thy guests. Thou seest I am pacified still, huh? Nay, prithee, be gone! Now, Jack, to the days at hand, the news, the robbery, how is that settled? How is that answered?
My sweet beef, I must still be a good angel to thee. The money is paid back again.
Oh, I do not like this paying back. 'Tis a double labor.
I am good friends with my father and may do anything.
Well, let's rob the exchequer and thou do it.
Do, my lord. I have procured thee, Jack, a charge of foot.
Oh, it would better if you be my horse.
Bardoff!
My lord?
Go. Bear this letter to my lord John of Lancaster, to my brother, John. This to my lord of Westmoreland. Yes.
Weapon Pato!
Oh,
Go, points, the horse.
Oh,
The
but my
horse,
lord,
for thou and I still have 30 miles to ride yet ere dinner time. Jack, meet me tomorrow in the Temple Hall at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The land is burning. Percy stands on high, and either we or they must lower lie.
Oh. Rare words. Brave world. Fill me a bottle of sack.
Give me money, Captain.
Oh, lay down, lay down. I will answer the coinage later. Go bid my Lieutenant Pato meet at Town's End.
I will, Captain.
Yeah.
Farewell.
Yeah, farewell. If I be not ashamed of my soldiers, I'd be a souse gurnet. I have misused the king's press damnably. I have in exchange for 150 soldiers, 300 odd pounds. I have a group of ancient householders and ancient slaves. And now my regiment is old cankers with a calm world and a long peace. A mad fellow met me along the way and told me that I had unleashed all the gibbets and pressed the dead bodies, where the villains' legs moved as if they had shackles in between them. For indeed I had most of them set out of prison.
How now, blown Jack?
How now, sweet wag? Oh, my dear Westmoreland, I cry you mercy. I thought your presence was already at Shrewsbury.
Pray, Sir John, 'tis more than time that I were there, and you too. But my powers are there already. The king, I can tell you, looks for us all. You must away all night.
Oh, Tut, never fear me. I'm as vigilant as a cat that steals cream.
I'll say to steal cream indeed, for thy theft hath already made thee butter. But tell me, Jack, whose fellows are these that come after?
Mine, pal, mine.
I did never see such pitiful rascals.
Oh no, food for thought. Go. Food for thought. They'll fit a pit as well as any. Tuck, mortal men.
Aye, but Sir John, methinks they are exceedingly poor and bare. Two beggars.
Oh, for their poverty, I know not where that comes from, and for their paleness, you cannot blame that on me.
Sir, all make haste. Percy is already in the field.
Well said, my noble Scot. By God, I cannot flatter, but a braver place in my heart's love hath no man than yourself. Nay, task me to my word, approve me, Lord.
Thou art the king of honor.
I can but thank you.
These letters come from your father.
Why comes he not himself?
He cannot come, my lord. He is grievous sick.
Soons, how is he the leisure to be sick in such a rustling time? Who leads his power?
His letters bear his mind, not I, my lord.
Sick now? Droop now? This sickness doth infect the very lifeblood of our enterprise.
Yet I would your father had been here. This absence of your father's draws a curtain that shows the ignorant a kind of fear before not dreamt of.
You strain too far. I rather of his absence make this use. It lends a luster and more great opinion. A larger dare to our great enterprise than if the Earl were here.
There is not such a word spoke of in Scotland as this term of fear.
Ah, my cousin Vernon, welcome by my soul.
The king himself has set forth for battle with strong and mighty preparation.
No harm. Where is his son, the nimble-footed madcap Prince of Wales, and his comrades, that daft the world aside and bid it pass?
I saw young Harry with his beaver on, his cuisses on his thighs, gallantly armed, rise from the ground like feathered Mercury.
No more. No more. Doomsday is near. Die all. Die merrily.
Calls on me so forward with him that not calls on me. 'Tis no matter. Honor pricks me on. Hey, but if honor pricks me off, how then? Can honor set up to an arm? No. Or to a leg? No. Can it ease the mind of a grieving over a wound? No. Has honor have any skill in surgery then? No. What is honor? A word. What is that word, honor? What is that honor? Air. Trim reckoning. Who has it? He that died on a Wednesday, does he feel it? No. Does he hear it? No. It is indispensable then. Yea to the living, but yea to the dead. But will it live with the living? No. Why? Detraction will not suffer it. Therefore, I'll none of it. Honor is a mere scutcheon. And so ends my catechism.
We will fight with him tonight.
It may not be.
We give him then the benefit if we fight with him tonight.
Not a whit.
Looks he not for supplies?
So do we.
But his is certain, ours is doubtful.
Good cousin, be advised. Stir not tonight.
Do not, my lord.
You do not counsel well. You speak it out of fear and cold heart.
Do me no slander, Douglas. By my life, let it be seen on the battlefield tomorrow, which of us fierce.
Yea, or tonight?
Tonight, say I.
Come, come. It may not be. I wonder much being great men of leading as you are that you foresee not what impediments drag back our expedition. Certain horse and my cousin have not yet come up. Your Auntie Worcester's horse have just come today. And now their pride and metal is sound asleep that not a horse is half the half of himself.
So are the horses of the enemy.
The number of the king exceeded ours. For God's sake, cousin, stay till all come in.
I come with gracious offers from the king.
Welcome, Sir Walter Blunt. Would to God you were of our determination.
God defend, but still I should stand so long as out of limit and true rule you stand against anointed majesty. But to my charge. The king hath sent to know the nature of your griefs, and whereupon you conjure from the breast of civil peace such bold hostility. If that the king have in any way your good deserts forgot, he bids you, name your griefs, and with all speed you shall have your desires with interest and pardon absolute for yourself, and those herein misled by your suggestion.
The king is kind, and well we know the king knows at what time to promise, when to pay. But my father and my aunt and myself did give him that same royalty he wears, and when he was not 6 and 20 strong, sick in the world's regard, wretched and low, a poor unminded outlaw sneaking home, my father, in kind heart and pity moved, gave him welcome to the shore. Now, when the lords and barons of the realm perceived my father did lean to him, the more and less came in with cap and knee. He presently, as greatness knows itself, steps me a little higher than his vow made to my father, his country's wrongs, and by this face, this seeming brow of justice, did he win the hearts of all that he did angle for.
I came not to hear this.
Then to the point. In short time after, he deposed the king. Soon after that, deprived him of his life, and in the neck of that, cast the whole state, disgraced me in my happy victories, sought to entrap me by intelligence, raided my aunt from the council board, in rage dismissed my father from the court, broke oath on oath, committed wrong on wrong, and in conclusion, drove us to seek out this head of safety, and withal to pry into his title, the which we find to indirect for long continuance.
Shall I return this answer to the king?
Not so. Sir Walter will withdraw a while, and in the morning early shall my aunt bring him our purposes. And so, farewell.
I would you would accept of grace and love.
And maybe so we shall.
Pray God you do. Stay a while.
sun doth pale upon yon bulky hill. Its day pales in its distemperature.
The southern wind doth play a trumpet to his purposes, foretells a tempest and a blustering day.
And with the losers let it sympathize, but nothing shall seem foul to those who win. How now, my lord Worcester? 'Tis not well that upon such terms as this we should meet as we meet. But you have deceived our trust. You have made us doubtful of our gentle ropes of peace, and to crush our bones in ungentle steel. 'Tis not well, my lord of brazen mischief and uncertain times.
My liege, I do protest. I have not sought the day of this dislike.
You have not sought it. Then how does it come here?
She seeks rebellion, and she has found it.
Peace, Jewett. Peace.
I must remember you, my lord. We were the first and dearest of your friends. It was myself, my brother, and his son that brought him home, and boldly did outdare the dangers of the time. But in short space, such a flood of greatness fell on you. You took occasion to be quickly wooed, and forget your oath to us at Doncaster. And being fed by us, you used us so as that ungentle hull the cuckoo's bird useth the sparrow.
Tell your nephew, the Prince of Wales doth join with all the world in praise of Harry Percy. I do not think a braver gentleman, more daring or more bold, is now alive. For my part, I may speak it to my shame. I have been a truant to chivalry. Yet this before my father's majesty, I will, to save blood on either side, try fortune with him in a single fight.
No. No. We love our people, even those that have been misled by your cousin. We offer them grace, that he, who were friends before, shall be our friends again. We offer fair, take it advisedly.
You will not be accepted on my life.
God will befriend us, as our cause is just.
Follow me.
Did.
Then are we all undone? It is not possible. It cannot be the king should keep his word in loving us. My nephew's trespass may be well forgot. It hath the excuse of youth and heat of blood. But his offenses live upon my head and on his father's. We did train him on. We, as the spring of all, shall pay for all.
Deliver what you will. I'll say 'tis so.
To see me how by the battle side, 'tis a point of friendship.
Nothing but a Colossus can do thee that friendship. Say thy prayers and farewell.
Oh, it's all well when it's sleep time.
Why? Thou owest God a death.
bids you battle presently. There is no seeming mercy in the king.
The Prince of Wales stepped forth before the king, and cousin challenged you to single battle.
How showed his tasking? Seemed it in contempt?
No, by my soul. Never in my life have I seen a challenge urged more modestly.
Cousin, I think thou art enamored on his follies. Arm! Arm! With speed! And fellows! Soldiers! Friends! Better consider what you have to do than I, that have not well the gift of tongue, can lift your blood up with persuasion. Let each man do his best. Harry to Harry shall, hot horse to hot horse meet, and ne'er part, till one drop down a corpse!
Huzzah! Huzzah! Huzzah!
I'm as hot as molten lead, and it's heavy too.
Let me thy sword!
Keep thy lead away from me, God. I have enough weight in my own bowels.
What stands so idle? Lend me thy sword!
Give me a moment to breathe. I paid Percy back. He knows that.
Yes, he does, and he's leading to kill me. I pray thee, lend me thy sword!
I will lend me thy sword, but I'll give you now pistols now, Will.
Give it to me! What is it in this bag?
'Tis hot that will sack a city.
What is this? Time to just the deli now! Run! Run! Come on!
Walk on! The king! The neighbor! Have it!
I do beseech your majesty, move back! Make a retirement to amaze your friends.
Get in the tent!
If I mistake not, thou art Harry Monmouth.
Thou speaks as if I would deny my name.
My name is Harry Percy.
Why then I see a very valiant rebel of the name. I am the Prince of Wales, and think not Percy to share with me in glory any more. Two stars keep not their motion in one sphere.
The hour is come to end for one of us, and would to God thy name in arms were now as great as mine.
I'll make it greater ere I part from thee, and every budding honor on thy crest I'll crop to make a garland for my head.
I can no longer brook thy vanities! Harry, thou hast robbed me of my youth and food
For worms, brave Percy. Fare thee well, great heart. Ill-lived ambition, how much art thou shrunk? When that this body did contain a spirit, a kingdom, for it was too small a bound. Now 2 paces the vilest earth is room enough. Adieu. What old acquaintance? Could not all this flesh keep in a little life? Poor Jack, farewell. I could have better spared a better man. Embellowed will I see thee by and by. Till then, in blood my noble Percy lie.
Emboweled? If that embowel me today, I could feed me, powder me, and eat me tomorrow. The better part of valor is discretion. The better part with, you saved my life. Oh, soon, Gunpowder Percy. Though he be dead, oh, he should be counterfeit too and rise. Thinks he would be the better counterfeit. Therefore, I'll say I killed him. Ow. Should he rise as well as I? Nothing confutes me but eyes, and nobody sees me. Therefore, Sirrah, with that wound on your thigh, come you along with me.
Did you not tell me this fat man was dead?
I did. I saw him dead. Art thou alive? Thou art not what thou seemst.
I am not the double man. But if I be not Jack Falstaff, then I am just a Jack. This is Percy. Or your father. He reward me so. If not, let him kill the next Percy himself. I look to be a earl or duke, I can assure you.
Oh, Percy, I killed myself and saw thee dead.
Didst thou? Lord, has the world given in to lying? I will admit, I was down and out of breath, and so was he. We both rose and fought for a long hour by Shrewsbury clock. If thou believe me, so. If not, let those that reward valor bear the sins upon their own heads. I'll take with me to the grave that I put that wound in his thigh. And if he were to rise and deny it, zones, I would make him eat a piece of my sword.
This is the strangest tale that ever I heard.
This is the strangest fellow, Brother John. Come, bear your luggage nobly on your back. For my part, if a lie may do thee grace, I'll gild it with the happiest terms I have. The trumpet sounds retreat. The day is ours! Come, brother! Let's to the highest of the field, see which friends are living, which are dead. Full bravely hast thou fleshed thy maiden sword.
Huzzah! reward him. Yeah. For I'll grow great. I'll grow less. For I will purge and leave sack and live as cleanly as a nobleman should do.
Down.
Ill-spirited Worcester. Did we not offer love, kindness, pardon? Many a noble earl and creature would be alive had thou, like a Christian born betwixt our two armies.
What I have done, my safety urged me to.
Bear Worcester to the death, and Vernon too. But the other offenders, we shall give pause. Come on. How goes the field?
The day is ours!
Yeah! Thus ever did rebellion in this land find rebuke. Rebellion in this land shall lose its way to meet the check of another day.